There's one thing I'm curious about. Last week we had Mariah Carey here in the studio.
You did? How is she doing?
Well, she was doing great.
Oh, great.
Yes.
That's great.
What I'm curious about, what do you think of her?
What do I think of her?
Yes?
I don't think of her.
The 90s R&B feuds most fans never knew about changed the music world in major ways. From Xscape members fighting over who would lead the group.
But when Xscape came to me, they were singing songs that involved everyone. The way I was writing the songs was pulling the group apart because Candy started looking like the leader to y'all, but Tasha was back here like, I'm the leader.
Yeah.
You know, and in groups, that's a problem.
To stars actually throwing punches at each other.
I mean, was there ever any real drama, like a fist fight or something
There's
just going
definitely
crazy?
some fights. Well, we only had really two fights. Like me and Candy had a little slap, you know what I'm saying? A little quickie. And then Tasha and Candy finally got into a fight as well.
These are some of the 90s R&B feuds you never knew existed. Brandy and Monica had a serious feud in the 90s. Their rivalry was surprising since they made one of the decade's biggest hits together.
And I remember you co-produced Boy Is Mine.
Yeah.
Between Monica and Brandy, because I guess there was some sort of lightweight beef between the two of them before that?
It was a heavyweight beef. They got in a fight.
Heavyweight beef, okay.
Despite creating The Boy Is Mine, these two R&B singers couldn't stand being in the same room. Their hit song made history, but there was real tension behind the scenes.
Monica never liked Brandy, and Brandy, you know, she was like, Monica's very ghetto when it came down to it. She was like, she's too proper and she's too this, and I think Brandy might have looked at her a certain way a couple of times and looked at her like the little, you know.
What fans didn't realize was that The Boy Is Mine wasn't just acting. The tension was all too real. The song's producers had to get creative just to make the collaboration happen.
Were they kind of beefing with each other in the studio as well?
We didn't work together. So that was one of the things that was odd, right? Because it was separate. It was
They couldn't even be in the same studio
Nah,
together.
we did Brandy's vocals in LA and Dallas did Monica's vocals in Atlanta.
Aha.
And then he sent me her vocals. Actually, I recorded Brandy and then I recorded Monica. And then Monica felt like the vocals were too clean. So she wanted Dallas to do her vocals. So that's when she went to Dallas to do her vocals and then he sent it to us.
The rivalry reached its boiling point when the two finally came face to face for a performance. And what happened backstage shocked everyone.
The first time they actually saw each other to do it was, I think it was American Music Awards or something. And before they could even get to the stage, Monica decked her in the face, popped in the face backstage. And I'm like, oh my God, this is even before the performance. So everybody's trying to know how we're gonna have a performance that looked like they're not, you know, at war with each other. But it worked out because the song was supposed to be at war with each other. So nobody could really tell that she had punched in the face before the performance.
Even their music video required special handling. These two weren't about to play nice for the cameras.
But there's a music video with both of them. Are they actually in any scenes together, or?
They had the video, and they, you know, they got through the video, but it was like, video on, time, go, off, okay. Over here, they that room, on, go.
Okay.
Like no interactions, no friendships, no nothing, no, oh man, I'm glad we were here together, oh, this is gonna be great.
The producers witnessed the drama firsthand, with Dallas Austin confirming what fans had only speculated about for years.
Monica actually punched Brandy in the face before the show.
Yeah. She's like, I knew she was gonna
Were you there?
say,
Did you actually see it?
Yes, I knew she was gonna say something flip. And she's like, before she even do it, I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is gonna be, because I gotta still answer the clock.
Years later, when both artists appeared on Verzeus, they seemed to have buried the hatchet. Darkchild, who produced many of Brandy's hits, saw it as a win for everyone involved.
Oh, they recently had their versus battle.
Yeah.
You watched it?
Yeah.
Who do you think won?
I thought it was a good night, man. No, I did. I mean, I thought it was a great night. I mean, listen, 80% of what Brandy played was my songs. So I could be the guy that said we won, I won, right? Nah, I thought it was a great night. I thought it was a great celebration for two R&B artists who changed the game and inspired so many other young R&B artists that we see today.
Monica herself has addressed the feud, acknowledging how much they've both changed since their teen years.
I'll tell you the real, I'm not bothered at all.
That's right.
I am, this is what I always say. Honestly, the old me and the new me are two different things. And this journey of self-progression and self-love and empowerment that I'm on, I can't go backward.
Both artists have matured since their heated rivalry, finding common ground in their shared legacy.
As teenagers, we were both very competitive, and we didn't remember what it was like to be together, or we didn't even know what it was like to be together, rather. And it was interesting. The Boys Mind was an interesting run, but being together now in this day and time, and us being older and wiser and better communicators, it's just a different thing now.
Monica now takes a more diplomatic approach when addressing their past conflicts, focusing on their collective achievements.
Would you work with Brandy again, though? Yes, because, I would work with her again. It's never been an easy situation, but the reason that I would do it is because we are from a special elite group. It was her, Aaliyah, and myself. And it was a very special time where each of us were individuals, we did our own thing, and we all made our own mark. And the truth and reality is the only Grammy either of us has is together. So that, to me, says something special.
While Brandy and Monica kept their feud behind the mic, things got a lot louder in Brooklyn, where two rising stars, Lil Kim and Foxy Brown, went from friends to fierce rivals almost overnight.
I remember you telling me that early on, Big would kind of mess with Kim a little bit and say, "Oh, I'm going to sign Foxy instead of you."
Yeah, because he thought Foxy was really dope. Like we were all one big happy family. It went left.
Before they became bitter enemies, these two Brooklyn rappers were actually close. Both rising at the same time, they initially shared a bond through their connection to the notorious B.I.G.
Everybody was on cool times at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't, her and Kim wasn't, they wasn't at each other next at that time. It was really like a Brooklyn thing. We all was from the same neighborhood. Foxy's from where we was from. You know what I mean? At one point, her and Kim was friends. You see the Total video. They did the Source magazine together.
Industry executive Lance Un Rivera, who worked closely with Biggie, recalls how the relationship between the two talented female MCs deteriorated.
But the real fallout came with Thelma and Louise. When we were trying to put that record together, it just, it was there. Everybody was, like you probably heard the record with, that Jay had wrote for Foxy at that time. And, Foxy had made her commitment to the record. And Kim was just like, it just went south from there. And that's why their relationship still hasn't been mended, because they were sisters at one time,
The feud intensified when Nas pulled Foxy into his camp to form The Firm, while Lil Kim remained loyal to Biggie's Junior Mafia crew.
Nas created the fallout between Nas and Biggie came behind him not really wanting to do, okay, Nas want to be Nas, right? They competitive, right? So it's rap. Who's the best? Who's the best? Who's the best? So Nas says, I can create my own Junior Mafia. And he takes Foxy and he goes get AZ and he creates The Firm.
Right.
And they start, and that's where it's a lot of subliminal bars from Biggie and Nas back and forth.
What started as competitive tension eventually erupted into something much more dangerous. A violent confrontation outside Hot 97 radio station in 2001.
I just don't think somebody should get killed before people realize that a change has to happen.
The rivalry had grown beyond just two competing artists. It had drawn in their entire entourages and escalated to gunfire.
There was an incident with some AK-47s was pulled out, and it was war getting ready to happen in the hood between the two factions of Kim and Foxy, because she had some guys from the hood that was managing her.
Foxy Brown denied involvement in the shooting while acknowledging the lyrical battle that had been brewing for years.
Now, Foxy wants to set the record straight.
I had nothing to do with the shooting.
Isn't this kind of like throwing fuel on the fire?
After 2-3 years of just being verbally attacked, I felt like I owed it to my fans.
Even a decade later, the bad blood between these two pioneering female rappers had not subsided.
106 tweeted, would Lil Kim ever do a very long-awaited collaboration with Foxy Brown after all these years?
No.
No? Why? No? Oh.
So many
Now,
beefs.
you know.
That would be a hell to the no.
Yeah.
To
now,
quote
you know, when people don't change, it's like, I'm a very forgiving person, but, at this point, I don't really see the point.
Without Biggie there to mediate, the relationship that once made them sisters deteriorated into one of hip-hop's most enduring and volatile feuds.
Biggie, one thing about Biggie, he knew how to keep everybody together. He knew what his vision was.
And just when you thought the drama was only brewing among the newcomers, two of the biggest voices of the decade were quietly circling each other: Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey.
I don't think of her. I don't think of her. Musically, what do I think of her?
Yes.
I think she's a good singer.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
That subtle shade from Whitney Houston sparked rumors of one of the most infamous rivalries in R&B history. But was the beef between these vocal powerhouses real or just media hype?
Who do you think was more nervous, you two or the people around you? Were they worried there'd be some kind of cat fight?
I think it was the people who were watching what was going on, because I think everybody was really astonished when they saw that we were actually getting along. And I actually spoke to her today, and we were talking about the fact that it is sincere when we're together. We really do have a good time together. It's not contrived, and I don't think that we could fake it that well, So it was really cool. I was happy to get a chance to work with her.
The music industry loves a good rivalry, and with Whitney established as R&B royalty, Mariah's rapid rise to stardom in the early 90s created the perfect storm for comparison and competition. That weird tension wasn't just between the two artists, but created by an industry that thrived on pitting women against each other. Someone who witnessed their relationship firsthand was Trey Lorenz, Mariah's close friend and collaborator.
But they're two different singers,
Yeah, they of course, they two different people, but it's almost like steps. But Whitney obviously was influenced by Aretha Franklin.
Trey's perspective gave what many industry insiders knew. Whitney and Mariah represented different generations of vocal talent, each with their own unique styles and influences.
So the natural progression was that, listen, and now you got people like Ariana Grande and all that who are obviously influenced by Mariah.
Yeah,
Okay. There's a whole video of Ariana singing Emotions on YouTube and doing it lick for lick.
Despite the media's attempts to fuel a feud, the two vocalists eventually came together in 1998 to record When You Believe for the soundtrack of The Prince of Egypt, a collaboration that shocked the industry. What started as a manufactured rivalry ultimately became a story of mutual respect between two of the greatest voices in music history. While some R&B feuds played out in public, others festered behind closed doors. On Vogue, the powerhouse female group that dominated the early 90s, might have appeared harmonious on stage, but tension was building within.
Initially, it was a slightly sad experience, but Dawn wanted to pursue her solo career, and we respected that. And vocally, we got with a vocal coach to work out our vocal harmonies, and we feel good and very comfortable now, and our fans have been very supportive, and it's been a good thing.
That carefully worded statement masked years of internal conflict that would eventually tear apart one of R&B's most successful girl groups. The true story behind On Vogue's split was far more complicated than creative differences.
So it's 1990. Hold On's the first single. It almost took off overnight.
We were over the moon. It was just amazing.
#1 on the Billboard charts. The black dresses that we wore in the video, that caught on. Girls everywhere were wearing these tight little black dresses.
And to this day, you hear us sing together, and it's just a blend that's just so magical.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Everybody's voice is different. Each part to me sounds like a solo.
We were always on the cutting edge of fashion. And then, of course, the other thing was, I think that we had really great music. It was lightning in a jar.
Everything that we wanted was on the table.
En Vogue's meteoric rise was unprecedented. 4 vocalists with solo-worthy talent, creating perfect harmonies while breaking fashion boundaries. But their massive success would soon reveal cracks in their business foundation.
Funky Divas. That's what really took us to the next level. After the success of the Funky Divas CD, the dynamics of the group started changing.
Whenever you go platinum, the first contract you did goes out the window. Bam, it's gone.
We began renegotiating our production deal with Denzel Foster and Thomas McElroy. Our manager and all the group members felt like, it'll be better if you're signed directly to the label. Once Tommy and Denny were out of the picture and the record company was in control, that's when things started fracturing.
What seemed like a standard business move, signing directly with the label, became the first step toward the group's dissolution. Dawn Robinson and Maxine Jones soon found themselves at odds with both the label and their bandmates.
Yeah.
Why did you leave?
There was a lot going on. It was like, we weren't making the kind of money that I thought we should make as the caliber of group that we were. Right. 2 pennies per girl just to me was insane.
So you didn't like the deal that was cut?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, the deal
was really
from
bad.
the beginning. The first deal, album was, you go in and you start and you don't know what kind of success you're going to have. And once you have that success, and we were at 3 times platinum on the first album.
It was time to go back in and renegotiate.
And we never did.
Money was at the heart of the conflict. Despite multiple platinum albums and international fame, Dawn and Maxine claimed the group was locked into unfavorable contracts while watching newer artists cash in on much bigger deals.
So were all the girls frustrated about the money?
No, it was mainly Dawn and I. Yeah.
You said Cindy and Terry were
They were
fine
with it. Yeah. They really were. They didn't want to negotiate.
Right.
The producers had total control of the group. They put all of us together, so they were in control. And we did what they said.
Whatever said goes. For that, whatever they said went.
Were there discussions between the 4 of you? Hey guys, if we all band together, maybe
I
we
think
can
Dawn
was
get
the first
fair
one
salary.
Dawn was the first one that yelled about it. This is not cool. Something is wrong. We have to do something.
Well, the balance was off. It was like, okay, we're doing all the work.
Right.
I'm sorry, we're doing all the work, but everybody else is making all the lion's share of the money. And we're not making enough.
The split in the group turned into a dangerous game of ultimatums, with record executives playing the women against each other as tensions rose.
The head of the record company at that time was Sylvia Rohn. She felt like there was going to be problems with Dawn.
So Sylvia, in her mind, was a divide and conquer. I want to get Dawn and Terry distracted, keep these other 2 hoes over here broke.
It was supposed to be another En Vogue album. That didn't happen. It turned into my CD.
Ooh, I never knew you wanted me this way. Terry, how can you stay in the studio when you know we had a plan? We didn't call her on that enough.
And I said, look, I have bills to pay.
Well, we all had bills to pay.
Dawn wanted to go in a different direction.
There's differing opinions on why Dawn left and why Terry went to do her solo album. I was in agreement with what they wanted to do, just not how they wanted to do it.
The final confrontation came when Dawn was presented with an ultimatum that would change En Vogue forever.
We get there and Sylvia Rohn, who was the head of our company, was there offering me a contract. And I was like, wait a minute, did you guys know? Cindy, Terry, and Max, did you guys know about this before I got here? And
no, we kind of were all ambushed. When we all got to the meeting, we were all given that ultimatum, basically, to commit to the next project, 100%, whatever that was,
Right.
2 years or something like that.
But Sylvia already knew that I was committed because the album was already finished almost, like I said. So I had already committed to that. And she knew that I had committed to that album. So it was almost finished. I was like, what is this about?
And she had already put so much into it, too.
Yeah, I was there every day on time. I was there with the girls. We were almost complete with it, and she offered that contract because she knew my solo rights were gone. Like, okay, how do I get to the bottom of it quickly? She offered Terry and I a solo project. Terry did her album, And then she wanted to go back and do an Vogue album, and I had already started my project. I'm like, wait a minute, you told me I could do my solo.
The division was complete. Dawn left in 1997, followed by Maxine in 2001, splintering a group whose perfect harmonies had once seemed unbreakable.
I am back in the group. People think that I left because I wanted to be a diva, and that wasn't it at all. I was just put into a situation where we weren't making money.
I think everybody's ready to put the past behind them. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park.
I don't know. I have no idea. Anything is possible.
And Vogue ain't gone nowhere. We did it first, so we'll do it again.
And while In Vogue's conflicts stayed mostly behind the scenes, Xscape's unraveling hit harder, especially for a group that sold over 7 million albums. Their success was massive, but so was the fallout.
Well, I mean, Xscape ended up selling 7 million albums worldwide. You guys have 3 platinum albums in a row, a bunch of big songs. Why on earth would you guys decide to break up at that point?
I think it was a lot of ego involved. It was a lot of like people from not just us four that's outside of us that, you know, have, you know, their input and their say, and it just kind of just turned into a big...
According to group member Tiny, tensions had been building since the early days, with conflicts eventually becoming unbearable. What seemed like professional disagreements soon turned physical.
I mean, was there ever any real drama, like a fist fight or something?
There was
just going
definitely
crazy?
some fights. Well, we only had really two fights. Like me and Candy had a little slap, you know what I'm saying? A little quickie, you know what I'm saying? And I was pregnant, so, you know, it wasn't that bad, but we did have a little slap here and there, you know, we got into a little. And then Tasha and Candy finally got into a fight as well.
Behind the scenes, producer Jermaine Dupree witnessed how his own production approach inadvertently fueled the growing power struggle within the group.
We had Xscape on the show recently, man, and they've been talking about all the different reasons why they broke up. You were there. Why you think this group broke up, man?
But when Xscape came to me, they were singing songs that involved everyone. The way I was writing the songs was pulling the group apart because Candy started looking like the leader to y'all, but Tasha was back here like, I'm the leader.
Yeah.
You know, and in groups, that's a problem.
The leadership battle between Candy Burris and LaTocha Scott became the biggest source of tension. In a shocking Club Shay Shay interview, Candy revealed the real breaking point that ended Xscape's run.
So we were, you know, doing really good.
The group dynamic had always been complicated, with Candy feeling isolated against what she saw as family alliances between the other members.
So it was like, okay. But once again, you have to understand.
Things came to a head during tour rehearsals when LaTocha's actions made it clear the group was headed toward a split.
We had a break from the tour. It was like a 2-week break. So
Okay.
for that,
What happened next would stun the group into silence, a moment that officially marked the beginning of the end for Xscape.
we sit down, we sit in a circle, and she says,
The aftermath created lasting bitterness, especially when LaTocha later tried to return after her solo plans fell through.
after my album hadn't come out yet.
From the ashes of Xscape's breakup came unexpected success. Tiny and Candy formed a writing partnership that produced TLC's mega hit No Scrubs, proving sometimes the end of one dream can lead to even greater achievements.
We are doing this song. This song is for us. And then we thought about, like, we tripping. TLC want the song. So we gave TLC the song, and it was the best thing we could have ever done.
While mainstream media focused on high-profile hip-hop rivalries, the clash between Foxy Brown and Miami rapper Jacki-O flew under the radar. In 2005, what started as a studio session turned into one of the most explosive yet overlooked confrontations in rap history.
Foxy Brown ass so hard. Little motherfucker New York rapper, man. Foxy Brown this, man. Jacki-O got that bitch in the motherfucking chokehold. Slapped the shit out that hoe so bad, that bitch was so much she was deaf. Damn. Talking about she had to leave the music industry because she couldn't hear. This bitch assaulted me so bad I lost my hearing.
The confrontation happened when New York's Foxy Brown traveled to Miami, allegedly bringing her big city attitude to Jacki-O's home turf. According to witnesses, what began as a professional encounter quickly escalated when respect wasn't shown.
In the studio. She went there to do, and Jacki was in the motherfucking studio with her, and was like, Jacki was paying homage to her, was like, hey, what's up, girl, this, that, and other. It's on some sister shit, welcome to the crib, whatever.
But Jacki-O's hospitality was reportedly met with dismissive behavior, creating immediate tension. Foxy, who had achieved mainstream success with hits like I'll Be and Get Me Home, apparently made it clear she felt superior to the Miami artist.
Hold up. I know this bitch didn't just come in here and disrespect. She said, I know she just didn't come in here like she Queen Elizabeth and just like shit on us like this. Do this bitch know she at the crib?
What allegedly came next would become infamous in hip-hop circles. Foxy reportedly made comments that directly disrespected not just Jacki-O, but Miami's entire music scene.
The response is, you should be happy I'm even down here shedding out, putting up some real music to this country ass shit down here.
Damn, that's what Foxy Brown said.
That's what Foxy Brown said. Called Jacki-O a motherfucking country ass bumpkin ass bitch. Down into her face.
Damn.
Jacki said, hold on. Lotto, hold these earrings for me. I don't want to drop these bitches. I'm like, what you finna do? I'm finna serve this bitch. Everybody, hey, whoa, Jacki, hold on. No, ain't no hold on. Hold up, bitch. You in Miami. You gonna motherfucking respect the crib. Bitch, you don't want none of that.
In Jacki-O's own words, she tried to handle the situation calmly at first, but things quickly escalated beyond words. Her account of what happened next has become legendary among those who followed the underground beef.
I am? I'm like, nah, not really. Who the are you? Who the are you? I'm Fox motherfucking Boogie. That's what's wrong with y'all new hoes. Y'all hoes gotta pay homage. Y'all hoes gotta show some respect. I'm like, relax, calm down. So I get up, I walk to the door, I open the door. I ask Zoe, I say, Zoe, am I straight? Zoe say, yeah, you straight. I say, Zoe, am I straight with you? Long as I got confirmation I was straight with Zoe, I dropped that So what you heard, the hoe could get on any TV station, any DVD, I don't give a Ho, you know I whooped your I put feet on you and I do it again. Come your back to 305 that oh mother go down to 305. She was on the other side of the mother bridge. That's what's wrong. Y'all got it up. This ain't motherfucking South Beach. That's what we do to hoes in the 305.
These 90s R&B feuds reveal how the pressure of fame and success often created tension behind the harmonious facades we saw on stage. While some rivalries were manufactured by the media, others stemmed from genuine conflicts over creative control, money, and respect that forever changed the landscape of R&B and hip-hop. Anyway, that's it for the video, folks. Bye.